Welcome to all of you. Today's topic, so exciting. It's where all and how all have we blocked our freedom. So when I was sitting down in the night, I was actually given a few of the writings that have already come to me. I write, as many of you know, because money gives me to write, and so many of the times he's given to me on this topic of shackles and bondage and freedom and all of that. And so he made me pick out a couple of poems and also explanations. So I'm going to do a straight dive into the explanations and the poetry. And then after that, we are going to have, the usual chat that we do. So just this is going to be a different one because I never do this. I never go and read something that I've already written before. But well, surprise. So here we go. So the first one starts with, are you free? Look around you. Do you see chains? Do you see shackles? Do you see a prison cell and bars? Do you see inmates? Do you see jailers? If not, you are fortunate indeed. Yes, you are free. And yet, as I say this, something within you cringes. Somehow, you don't feel free. Look now, not for the chains of iron and steel, but for cords stronger than metal. Yes, cords of your thoughts, programs, beliefs. Where all have you bound yourself? Who all have you signed up as jailers and locks and barriers and shackles? What boundaries have you created for you? What illusions have you woven around you? Do you see a mother, a father, a child, a partner, a career? Or do you simply see actors playing out roles for you? Roles of responsibilities, attachments, fears, and worries. Do you see love between these actors and you? Or do you see worries, fears, expectations that you term as love? Ah, the illusions that you call your world. Only when you break the rules, only when you break the roles, only when you break the pattern of worry, fear, and limits can you break free, free of your body limits, and then Shiva, you are. So that's the first piece. And then this one. In the prison sits a butterfly, the one who cries, lamenting about her shackles. Outside the prison sits a flower, smiling and waiting for the butterfly. The flower knows that the butterfly can move between the two walls anytime she wishes, back and forth with ease. Where is the prison? Where are the walls? Where are the shackles? Where are the binds? Where are the obstacles? Where? In the mind of the butterfly. Because she knows not that she is the butterfly, free to fly as she pleases, wherever and whenever. Everything is here and now for her creation of energies of enjoyment, this and that, inside the prison and outside. So, this is a good start to explain where all the shackles are. I think that just by listening to that, we've already understood where all we have created shackles and binds, and where all have we blocked our own freedom, all in the mind, all through programs, beliefs, everything with us from our energy. So, what is in our energy that creates so much of shackles for us? What is it that stops us from being limitless? They say the sky is the limit, but then are we there yet? No, we're not. So, what stops us from being the sky? You would point the finger outside and say the society, the parent, the country, something or the other. But then there's only one place that's stopping you from being who you are, and that one place is your energy. So we always talk about, all my conversations will go only to the energy place. And so the energy that you are, the energy that you've carried with yourself for the past, not a dozen lives, but a dozen hundred lives. Those are the filters that you wear on your eyes. And that's exactly where the limits are. As soon as you start to go underneath the limits, you are going to find one common factor. And that common factor is that of fear. What is it that stops you from being anything? It's fear. And that fear, the fear that is in you, the fear that's your energy, that's what gets reflected outside. And so, whoever you talk of, whether it's your parent or it's a spouse, if there is somebody stopping you from doing something, understand that they are simply the actor. They are not the creator of that bondage. The bondage comes from your fear, the fear that's within you. And they are simply the reflectors, the actors in that entire movie of yours. You didn't just get born into this family. You didn't just marry somebody because you met them. No, you married them. You were born someplace because there was a vibrational match. Your energy matched with their energy, and therefore you chose them to be in your life. Those were the ones they could play out your experiences for you, and so you chose them. And what did you come here for? You came to experience your fears more and more. Till when? Till the time that you recognized that you are the butterfly. So the butterfly who sees the shackles everywhere is actually free to fly. It's free to fly between those shackles, but it doesn't do so. Why doesn't it do so? Because there are fears. And so, as you look underneath everything, no matter what the smallest activity for your day might be the butterfly and be able to fly with that one question. And that one question is what? I always ask people, if this, so what? If not, so what? What does this question do in every scenario? It makes you look at what's the worst that might happen. And when you're able to evaluate, when you're able to analyze what's that worst that might happen, what are you doing? You're actually bringing up that fear and you are observing it. You are being able to look at the fear. Otherwise, what happens? We never look beneath. We're like, no, no, we can't go out. We can't go out in the night. We can't be doing this. We cannot do this. We cannot do that. We're constantly living in cannot, should not. And what happens when we start to look underneath? So what if you do this? No, no, this is going to cause a lot of shame to everybody. So now there is fear of shame. So what if so what if this happens? No, this cannot happen. It'll really cause a lot of financial damage. So now you're scared. You are in the fear of a bad future. Everywhere that you look, no matter what it is, whether it's loss of name, it's loss of fame, it's loss of money, wherever there is fear of a loss, it's just purely fear. And what happens? And that's what limits you. That's where the limits are made within you. These are your programs, your beliefs, your systems that you have come to experience, till you come to a place where you're able to see those fears. You come to a class like this, or you go to somebody else. When that frequency is ready to shift, your energy has pushed you here. Now, here is the choice. Are you going to continue to act from fearlessness? Are you going to continue to act from fear? Or are you now going to be able to move towards fearlessness? That in this moment is the only choice that you have. Are you going to continue to lament you're inside the prison, you're inside the prison, or are you going to start operating from the freedom? The freedom starts first where? Not in the action. Many people come to my workshops and they go back and they're like, all of this time, I wasn't looking at myself, and I wasn't looking at myself as the Shiva that I am. And here I am stuck in this marriage, stuck in this home, stuck with these parents, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to stop all of this. Well, what have they done? Without looking inside first, they've gone and jumped into action. What happens? What happens is more of the same, because the work is never outside, the work is always within. And what's the work? The work for you and me is constantly only one, and that's to empty our pot. As we empty our pot of fears, we become more and more limitless. I see something. I have benefited so much in the past 1 week with your teaching of releasing my fear into fire. Thank you. So beautiful. How many times we do not know that we are in a prison? How do we know that? Well, I'm just in that process, and I actually said, how do we know that? It's very simple. In every situation, no matter what you are doing, if you're able to answer this question, if this, so what? If not, so what? And there appears no fear underneath. No fear, zero, zilch, nada. If that is what appears, then you are in a state of equanimity. In a state of equanimity, there is no prison, because there is no holding you back. You can do whatever it is that you want to do from this place. You can now look at it. Now I'm talking about action from this place. Whether you do this or you do that, the energy is already that of equanimity. So where is the outcome going to be from? From equanimity. It's going to be not from fear, but from emptying your pot and being in the state of equanimity. Then the result cannot be here. The result is also going to be from equanimity. And what happens if you don't see? Well, if you're constantly looking within, it cannot be that it won't happen. So let go of this, that, oh, I'll miss out on seeing something. So what? So what if you miss out on seeing something? Even that is a fear, that I will miss out on seeing something, and that's going to impact me later. There is no later. In this moment of now, there is all there is. So if you are doing something and you haven't looked in, but you are in equanimity, or rather, you are in peace. You're in peace with whatever you're doing, but you haven't looked into the fear. The fear will show up in one way or another. Stay in guidance, be guided. My constant talk is about everybody being in my frequency, because in my frequency, you get answers and you get them all the time. There is really no fear of what if I don't resolve this today? What's going to happen? Again, it's a fear of an outcome, that something, that's going to impact your life is going to happen. I constantly tell people, all of you, right, that the universe is playing in our favor. That alone will resolve all the fears that are happening. So in a day, again, I was talking about it in the morning session, that people say that, oh, you are enlightened, so your life must be easy. And you are the one who can do this, because you are free, you have no children. And I tell them, you have no children either. Nobody is a child. They're simply actors. They've chosen your family to be there, but you're not looking at it as that. You are giving them a term, you are defining them, and you are using them as a bind for yourself. And now, once you have an attachment, now you have fears not just for yourself, but for them as well. What is it that you are growing through, children? Worry, fear, and yes, you do term all of this as love. You call this as love. Oh, I love you. That's why I must fear for you. I must fear for your life. No, that's only fear. Don't be confused. Love is when it's unconditional, whether you are here or you're not here. Whether you're in front of me or you're not even around in this universe anymore, you are energy. When you can come into that understanding for each and every one of the actors, they are energy. What happens then? You lose the fear. Even underneath this, you lose the fear of losing them. And then, as that happens, the love between you and them can become more and more unconditional. So, as I said, many people will laugh, and not laugh, but actually tell me, oh, you are enlightened. And I say, well, enlightenment is every minute. The minute that I have looked within, every minute that I have looked within and observed my fear, that moment itself is that moment of enlightenment. There is nothing called enlightenment. The minute I act from fear, there I am unenlightened. And it doesn't matter whether you're enlightened or unenlightened. The journey for you and for me constantly remains the same. We are not talking about the actor roles that we are playing in our lives and in other lives. That actor, in that actor role, I might be a mother, you might be a father, I might be the CEO or a housewife. Nothing matters, because those are all actor roles. A wife, a spouse, a girlfriend, a father, whoever it is, actor roles. The journey for each of us is exactly one, and that is to empty our pot. To empty our pot of what? Of these shackles, which are fears. What are these emotional shackles that you have placed on yourself? I guarantee you, if you sit down right now and talk to yourself, and you ask where all you've created bondages for yourself, underneath each of these, underneath each of the relationships, underneath your career, underneath your job, you are going to find fear. And so, to become limitless, there is one thing that we need to do, and that is to start releasing our fears. So again, another thing was this, that I was kind of just completing that story, that many people come and say, okay, we are done with this, and no more my husband, I'm walking out, blah blah. And again, as I said, you are jumping into the action without releasing the fears that you have. So what's going to play out for you is, once again, those fears that you hold for yourself. The job first is not to jump into action, but to be able to look into the emotion and operate from fearlessness. So release the fears into the candle constantly, be in the frequencies of fearlessness. And then what will happen on the outside? You're playing a role. Maybe you are a mother, maybe you're a spouse, maybe your role is to make 500 meals in a year, and that's your role. And you say, no, I don't want to do that role anymore, this is binding me. How can I move away from it? The action of moving away from it is not going to help you. What you first need to do is to squarely look into those bondages. Why is it that you are preparing these 300, 500 meals? And what is the energy that you are putting behind these meals? If each time you are putting the energy of, oh God, not again, oh no, this is so boring, what's going to happen? That non appreciation that you have towards your role, guess what's going to show up from the others as well? Non appreciation towards you. Nobody is going to appreciate you, and you are going to be saying, why? I do so much for everyone and I never get appreciated. That's because no matter what you are doing, you are not appreciating you're doing it, and you're not appreciating that role either. So then what is it that you got to do more of? Do you have to make better meals, 5 more dishes? Actually, no. You've got to fill yourself and that activity with some more love. Where to find love from? And I always tell people, the best way to find love towards something is to be in gratitude. If you can't find gratitude for something, then look for places as to how to give gratitude in any different activity. And over here, I think I've told the story before, maybe here or maybe in the Hindi session, but here's a story about somebody who reached out to me a few years ago and said, my in-laws are both very unwell. I used to be such a, I used to be such a happening person. I had this role, and I was a designer, I was doing all of this. And now the only thing that I do every day, morning to evening, is to, somebody rings the doorbell, and I have to go and answer the doorbell. And I'm like a maid, and I have no value in this job. And it's so non-satisfying, and I have no role, just to be except for being a maid in the house and opening constantly doors to people. And I told her, well, how about you find gratitude in this? She said, how can I find gratitude? How can I even find gratitude in doing this menial job? It's such a horrible job to do. And one maid has come, the courier has come, the medicine man has come. I simply keep opening the doors to them and letting them in. And I said, why is it that people in the house are not able to open the doors? And they said, no, my father-in-law can't move. My mother-in-law is very unwell. They can't open the doors. And I said, well, how come you are not in gratitude for this, that you can indeed move, that in a household of 3 people, you're the only one, you're the only one with working legs. I would be very grateful for this. And then she said, well, that's so strange, because, if you're going to be grateful for something like this, then you'll be grateful for everything. And I said, yeah, that's exactly the point. You'll be grateful for everything. And once you are grateful for everything, what starts to happen to your energy? When you're truly able to find joy, and with this gratitude, you're able to shift your energy, what will start to happen to your energy? A little bit over here, a little bit over here. What happens to all the consequences that were playing out at this energy level? Well, now the consequences will be playing out at this energy level. And what happens then? When you are in gratitude, the universe simply reflects a little bit more of that. Gives you a little bit more to be grateful about, reflects more of what you're already grateful for. So as your energy changes first, outside you're going to find that more and more is going to give you satisfaction, gratification. From your gratitude, the energy of gratification. So that's what I normally tell people, that if you are going to release the fears and stop your bondages, it's not first in action. It's first in the emotion, in the program. And what is the energy? Look at the energy that you're operating from. This shackle is going to dissolve. It's totally going to dissolve. Whatever you find, the minute you start to find enjoyment in it, you're going to find that that bind already loosens up. That fear that's clutching that bind already starts to get released, and you will be operating from a new energy. And whether you continue, now here's the beautiful so what, whether you continue in the same role or whether you move to another role, the role, whether you move to another role, you're actually going to be having a lot more fun. Why? Because you've emptied yourself and you've become a little bit more fearless. So from that, your flight forward, that little butterfly that's going to fly forward, is going to feel a lot more freedom than it felt before. Remember, the shackles are constantly here. They're nowhere else. They're constantly here. When we create this program that we need to fight for our freedom, we need to fight something or someone for our freedom, then we've already created separation from them. Whatever it is freedom from, each of us are looking for freedom, but it's freedom from our own thought. But when we actually put a person out there and then we are looking at freedom from them, then we are operating from the energies of separation. What does the universe have to do then? At any point in time, it'll have to create somebody to fight. As you say, I have to fight for my rights, I have to fight for my values, I have to fight for my freedom. Then you're giving this construction, you're actually creating this construct, you're creating this universe where you have to fight and then receive. And the opposite program that I work from, everything comes to me easy. The freedom comes to me easy. The universe comes to me easy. No matter what I'm looking for, I welcome the universe with open hands. What happens? Is everything happening as per the way I perceived it to be? I wanted something in life. Is everything being given to me on a platter? No. It's not what I perceived it to be. But then, of course, my perception is just so limited. So, what happens when something happens that I never thought? I always have this story almost in every in every webinar of mine. I never thought that when I take my mother up to the mountain Kailash, she's going to have a heart attack. But as she has a heart attack and as we are bringing her down, what am I understanding this to be? I'm treating this whole incident with a lot of gratitude, because I understand that even in this, the universe is teaching me something. It is playing in my favor. Of course, it was teaching me something. It was teaching me surrender. It was teaching me faith of another level. And so I learned it. And what happened? That situation itself changed. It turned around. And here we are, me and the mother, both happy. 5 days after a heart attack happened, the first medicine that she gets for a heart attack. And everybody is surprised as to how is she even alive. Well, she's alive and I'm there to witness it. Why? Because both of us played in a different energy. We didn't play in this energy. In this energy, there is fear. If there is heart attack and you don't get immediate medicine, then what's going to happen? Death. So we release that fear. Okay, if death is going to happen, so what? If this, so what? If not, so what? The minute we release that fear, we are opening ourselves to a higher frequency. At this frequency, there's going to be some result. What is the outcome going to be? Is she going to be here? Is she not going to be here? Not pinning my hopes and my vision onto any outcome at all. And that's surrender. Once again, how do we move out of fearlessness? How do we remove our shackles? Simply by surrendering them. So surrender, I guess, is a topic that's going to come up soon. I don't say that word often because people don't understand that they are already surrendered. They're already surrendered to their energies. Whatever is happening to you is happening from your energy, and you don't realize. You try to resist something, you try to move forward with something, and at each place wherever you are fighting, something is about to happen and you are fighting it with all your might. And I say you could fight it and maybe you will win it, maybe you won't, or you could surrender it and you will win. What will you win? I don't know, but you will win, because with surrender, you would have already changed your energy from fear to surrender. How to uproot a shackle or limiting belief that is in the subconscious. So it is in the subconscious, whatever your belief is. For example, I take this. It's a very simple belief, but you can give me a belief and I'll tell you how to break it. But let's say, the one thing that comes to mind is we are told by people, oh, there are no free lunches. There are no free lunches and everything has a price, and you have to, if somebody's giving you a free lunch, pakka say there is something behind it. Look out for it. And that comes from from a universe of mistrust. That's your mistrust frequency. If you are resonating with that, with that thought, if that's the limiting belief that, oh, I'm never going to get a free lunch, if that's the limiting belief, then you've got to look inside first and see what all are your programs of mistrust, because this is a program of mistrust. And then what is it that you do? You look at all the places where you got a free lunch. That's it. Somebody just get, not when I say a free lunch, I just don't mean a lunch. It could be dinner too, but kidding about it. But when you understand that, no, somebody just did this beautiful deed for me, and that's a free lunch, right? And there are people who will do it for you. It doesn't even have to be a big deal. It could just be your maid bringing you a cup of tea when you most needed it. And then what happens is, today she's being extra nice to me. She must need something from me. Instead of going into that back end, simply take everything at its face value and don't go into the. So it's so funny because I actually tell people go underneath. And then also, when sometimes people come to me and say, oh, you know what, you're trusting that fellow, but I'm telling you that that person is lying to you. When somebody is lying to me, And I tell them, no, whatever they're saying to me, I'm going to take it as face value. I'm not even going to go into it and to whether to analyze that this fellow is lying to me or not. Or did he say this to you? Did he say that to you? I'm actually not even going to bother. Somebody says something to me, I take them at their face value. Tomorrow, if that sentence is broken, if something opposite comes, I take that at face value. It's the face value of today. For me, I try to disassociate. That was the lie of that was the truth of that day, and this is the truth of today. The truth has changed. And the truth for me changes all the time. I have no reason to disbelieve any Shiva, because for me, everybody is simply a Shiva. So when there is a limiting belief for you, I don't know if you, so there are free lunches, and I believe wholeheartedly. If you believe wholeheartedly, this is just an example that I'm taking. Some of us believe, and some of us don't believe. You might believe something else which is limiting you. This was purely an example of how, when this kind of a thought limits us, we look underneath the mistrust itself, that somebody can cheat us out of something that belongs to us. So, when somebody can cheat us out of something that belongs to us, there are many different fears. Firstly, there is attachment to something that belongs to us. So, that attachment needs to be looked into. Again, where are all the answers going to come from? When you sit in the frequency of guidance and you be in the frequency of Meenal, and from there you simply chant Om Mani, and in the universe you throw this question today: what is it that I need to look into? What fears of mine, what bondages of mine, what shackles of mine am I to look into today and to release them? And some memories and some answers will come to you. It happens at the frequency of answers automatically. How will it happen? Those answers will come to you at my frequency, but the thought will remain yours. It will be your thought. Sometimes you will still be in your frequency and there will be the mind operating. But whenever the mind is let go, it'll suddenly happen this shift. I tell people, sit and write all the time. They're like, no, no, we don't get guidances like you get. I said, even if you don't get guidance, sit and write. When you start to write, first it will be your frequency. You'll be writing about all that is wrong. Those are the thoughts coming in. I tell people, don't judge your thoughts. Simply keep writing your thoughts, no matter what comes. And they will be writing their thoughts. And first, the fingers are going to be pointed outside somewhere, or maybe you will just be writing about the sensations you're feeling. Just keep writing. In the middle of all of that, suddenly there will be a switch into the frequency. Otherwise, what happens when we are not taking guidance? We are not writing down the guidance. You simply sit in guidance and you start to ask this one question: what's important for me to know today? And then you start to write. Maybe your frequency will flow for 2 days, or maybe your frequency will flow for 2 minutes. But in the middle of all of that, answers will start to flow to you. You will see what limiting programs, what limiting beliefs that you have. So there is a part where, when people say, think positively, do this positively, whatever. And I say, yeah, I understand that. But as why is it that I give my frequencies? Because from there, the positive thoughts already start. So we are, instead of, there's this, poor bullock dragging the entire cart, this time it's the big fat cart of the energies that we hold, and we are changing them. And that's going to start dragging you as well into more and more awareness. So we let the guidance cart drag us. We sit in more and more frequencies of awareness, and we let this guidance cart drag us to wherever it needs to go. The programs will break automatically. Every time an old program comes in front of you, if you are aware and you move into the frequency of Meenal. So, I tell people, keep chanting these 3 lines and moving into my frequency. I found this as one of the easiest ways to remind yourself that you are moving to the answer frequency. Again, if I just say the word answer frequency, is it going to yield the same result? Absolutely. it is going to yield the same result. I move to the answer frequency, I move to the guidance frequency, it's going to yield exactly the same result. The only reason why I say Meenal is because people relate more to a living thing rather than to a concept called an answer, or a concept called consciousness. What are they picking up from that consciousness? So again, when people are moving into my frequency, they're not moving into my body experiences. My body is 1% and it has this energy 99%. Your body is 1%, has your energy 99%. In that 99%, what you hold largely, if you are seeing bondages, whether if it's your limiting beliefs, it could be weight about your body, it could be a limiting belief about your body. What can you do, what you can't do? It's a beautiful thing that we all live with, and that's the most amazing shackle that we create for ourselves. What will people say? What will people say is one of the most amazing shackles that we create for ourselves. And I constantly tell people that there is no people, there is no society, there is nobody. It's a construct of your own beliefs. If there is somebody in front of you who's constantly showing resistance to whatever it is that you want to do, then it's your fear that's created this resistance. So don't blame the person, don't blame the messenger, because that person is simply the messenger. The message is coming from your energies itself. So sit in guidance more and more, and you will be able to find all the places from where you need to release. The programs about freedom are from every single day, every single moment. I actually, in my program, and even otherwise, I've mentioned to everybody several times, look at even the smallest act of brushing your teeth. You are brushing it from fear. 2 days you don't brush it, so something is going to go wrong with your teeth. And 5 days, if you don't brush it, then there's going to be all kinds of dental problems. 6 months you don't brush it, you will have no teeth left. So even there, it's all programs. And what is happening actually in the body? What is happening? Your programs are manifesting. Your programs are truly manifesting. I know so many people, the older generation, who didn't have this program of, teeth should be brushed like that and like this. And they still do, they use their finger or something. Have never had to go to a dentist, never had a problem. They don't have a program of fear. The outside, that tooth decay will not manifest. Everything in our body, our old age, our diseases, we have limiting programs. How to break those programs? Again, I just repeat that you sit in guidance and ask in guidance. You be in the frequency of Meenal, you ask in guidance, what is it that I need to understand today about, what is it that I need to break? Where programs, which limits, which limiting beliefs do I have to look into today? And something will come as your thought. If you can't understand what has come, again chant a few times Om Mani. That's my savior for everybody. So chant Om Mani and say, okay, I don't understand this story. Now please, can you give me some more detail or explain to me what I need to release? Some more answers will come. Keep looking at those answers, keep writing them down, and it will start to flow for you. You will understand the answers. It will all be about work on you within. It will not be outside that, oh, go arrange for 5 more people to come and be here. Go to this dentist, go to that doctor, he will help you. It will actually not be about that. If you are getting, if you are getting such guidances that you need to do this or need to take an action, again, look within to see what is it that's happening. As soon as you hear about that action, go to that doctor. Are you able to take it just easily, or are there fears now immediately? Oh my god, why is the guidance asking me to go to that doctor? Is there something wrong with my kidney? Is there something wrong with this? Is there something, do I have stones? If your mind is racing in those directions, then again, these are the fears that have come up to be released with the guidance itself. If my teen daughter is being rude and insensitive and is nice when she wishes, but the minute she doesn't get her way, she flips to being offensive. What is there to do, see, learn, understand? So, I have one question for every situation. And that one question, I mean, right now, if I just said everybody unmute and say it, I think, everybody would know that one question, because that one question is, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? When your daughter does this, what are you feeling? And when your daughter does that, what are you feeling? Whatever you are feeling, whatever you are feeling is what you are holding in your energy field. Whatever you are feeling is your emotion you are holding. Right now, a daughter has become an actor to show you what you are feeling in your energy field. The minute you are able to see, okay, this is my energy field, the finger now no longer on an actor called a daughter. The finger squarely pointed here, saying, okay, in my energies, I hold sadness, disappointment, anger, frustration, blah, blah, blah. Now start to release, because what is going to happen right now? This one person is playing the actor role. This person might even go away from your life. She might disappear from a daily interaction with you. But what is going to happen if that energy exists in your energy field? That's the energy that some other actor is going to pick up and going to keep showing to you. If you are being unhappy, then it's your energy of unhappiness. One day your daughter will make you unhappy. The next day your mother will make you unhappy. The third day both of them will make you unhappy, because you have actually grown that unhappiness. You are not releasing that unhappiness into the candle. You are not shifting your frequency. So the job is daily. The job is every minute. Whenever you recognize, oh, I'm unhappy right now. Well, what are you waiting for? Christmas? No. No. So immediately you are going to think of the candle and then start to release your unhappiness into it. Because again and again, what do you do? What happens to us is we are really beautiful creatures, we give away everything to the candle, and then it's almost like we go and put everything, all of these thoughts we release to the candle, and we heavily do this. And then what happens in a minute? We go and put all of this crap outside the house, and then in the next minute something happens in front of us. The universe is testing us. Did you really put all of this crap outside the house? And then you're like, oh, no, 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 wait, let me go and fetch it right back. And so you fetch all of these fears back again and again, all of our unhappiness back again and again, till you become so aware, that next level of awareness. Oh, did I just become unhappy again? Nah, I'm not looking to hold this, definitely not. And then you start to actually see, oh, the universe is playing games, isn't it? It's testing me. So whenever the universe tests you, you are able to recognize the emotion. Ah, the universe is trying to give me fear again. I'm not taking it. Back goes the fear into the candle. The universe is trying to give me sadness again. I'm not taking it. And thank you, the daughter, because the daughter just became the actor to show you that sadness. So thank you, daughter. You showed me by fighting with me, you showed me that I still have unhappiness in me. All right, then I'm releasing my unhappiness. There is no daughter, there is nobody, there is your energy and a play, a reflection of that energy out. And now just simply take a deep breath, a beautiful breath. Thankfulness for the breath itself, the one that allows us these experiences. So in that breath that you inhale, thank you, 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 thank you to the breath. And the exhale, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to the breath. And now putting your fingers on your forehead and just tapping on your forehead. I am Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I am the energy of Meenal. I am Meenal. Take a deep breath in and simply be in the knowing. Be in the knowing that in this moment you are Meenal. I want you to put out your hands today. Put your hands out and then simply be in a receiving position. So put your hands out and receive. Receive the energy in your hands too. Just hold your hands out and receive. From the energy of Meenal, these frequencies of answers, these frequencies of guidance, the frequency of money, simply be in a position to release all that is no longer needed by you and to accept all of these beautiful energies that are coming your way. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel the energies. Feel the energies in your hands, in your forehead, everywhere. Feel the sensations of the energies all around you. This beautiful bubble all around you. This beautiful bubble, as light as air. In this balloon, you sit and float. Watch yourself floating. You're free. In this moment, you are free. Feel the freedom in your body, in your cell, this knowing. Every cell of yours already has this knowing that you are free. You are the creator. This understanding is there already in every cell of yours. You are Shiva. You are the all-powerful. Let this be the moment of remembrance. I am Shiva. I am free. I am energy. I am vast. I am the sun. I am the earth. I am the moon. I am the universe. I am free. I am the body. I am the blood in this body. I am every cell in this body. And I am free. I am the particle. I am the wave. And I am free. I am every frequency. Mine, money, Meenal. I am free. A deep breath in and repeat this. I am Shiva. I am free. And an exhale. I am Shiva. I am free. to all that seems like a bondage. Thank you. I had to be in this bondage so that I could enjoy the freedom even more. I had to be tied up so that I can enjoy the freedom even more. All of this simply an experience. Only an experience, and I choose in any moment with gratitude, with love, whatever I wish to experience from now onwards. No more the energy of suffocation because I am free. Watch yourself as this beautiful feather that simply floats wherever the wind takes it. This beautiful light little feather floating, sometimes landing someplace, and then the breeze simply takes it away from there and it flows with the breeze. Allow yourself at all times to receive this energy from money, from Meenal, from everyone that you worship, because that everyone is you. In this knowing that it is you. And when you know that it is you, you are free. You are totally free. You are energy. You are free. I am free. I am free. I am free. And feeling that freedom in your stomach, where all those fears can be released. That seat of fears, just putting this new information, this knowing in that place, in your seat of fears. I am free. I am fearless. I am free. And let this information sit there and this knowing be with you. So wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love to all of you and see you next Saturday, hopefully. Mwah! Lots and lots of love.